Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Steve Zing from Danzig and Samhain, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, with
Brittany.
We got an awesome interview for you guys and gals that are out there listening this evening. We have an awesome guy here. He's from Danzig and plus the mighty Samhain, Mr. Steve Zing. Steve, how's it going?
It's going great. How you guys doing?
Doing awesome.
Doing good.
Well, thank you for taking time out to do this, because like we said previously, we're big Danzig fans and plus Samhain fans, and let's get right into this. Danzig right now, are you guys writing any new material for possible new record coming up? Maybe? What can we expect?
Yeah, absolutely. It's being recorded. There's so much being recorded right now. The Covers album was done. That'll probably come out first, then a new Danzig album. And then I was just in L.A. and I got to hear Glenn's doing this kind of, Glenn Danzig does Elvis thing.
Yeah.
I am so excited about that. Let me say that.
Well, let me tell you something. I got to hear it in the studio the other night, and it's just him and a piano, and it will give you chills down your spine, because it certainly did for me.
Wow. And I know that Elvis is a huge influence on Glenn's music, too, because you can tell it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, just bone chilling. That's all I can say.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys...
To hear him sing that stuff and just, croon it. He really croons it. And that's the Glenn that I love. I love Glenn anyway, but that's the Glenn I really love.
So off of the new Danzig record that's going to be coming out for you guys, can you talk about that a little bit? Are we going to get, is it going to be the same Danzig stuff? We're going to look for anything new with it? What's up with that?
Well, it's going to be hard, just like, all Danzig albums. It won't disappoint you, that's for sure.
Does everyone in the band contribute to writing the songs?
No.
Yeah.
Glenn has always written the songs for every one of his, Misfits, Samhain. He's, that's what he does. Mm-hmm. So we let him do what he does best.
So for the fans that haven't got to actually see you guys, what can they expect at a show from Danzig?
You know what? We try to give you, the best show possible. We try to give, we're not a band that just stands there. We try to just kick your ass, and as a fan of the band and being in the band, I think we accomplished that.
I think you guys do too, because like I said, I saw you guys in 2012, and plus, you guys did some other shows after that, and plus last year touring overseas and everything. My God, man, you on a bass is like watching somebody beating the hell out of just beating the hell out of something,
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it as a compliment.
It is. It's good, because I see the energy that you put into it, and when you're feeding off of the fans and you're giving it back, it's pretty much a win-win situation, and I like that. I like the show the last time when I got to see you guys.
Well, you got to have a good song to begin with. Mm-hmm. If you have a good song, you have good energy, and if you have a good crowd, it makes it even better.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
What does suck is playing in front of people who stand there with their cameras out, because you don't know who you're playing to. They're playing to the audience or to their camera. So, which is one of the reasons why Glenn never liked cameras, is because it's hard to perform for a bunch of cameras, and then the people behind you are watching you through someone else's camera. It sucks.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
We don't mind if somebody just comes in, takes a quick picture, and you're done with it. When they're standing there filming, it's like, you'll never watch that video again. Maybe once or twice, and that's it. So just go there, enjoy the show, have a good time, and go home with the memories.
That's what it's all about, having a good time, man.
Yeah.
So how is it working with Glenn?
Glenn is great. I've known Glenn since, I'm 15. I've known him since I was 12. So, Glenn is Glenn, and what you see is what you get. He's got a heart of gold. He's always been determined, if that's the right word. Mm-hmm. and which is the reason for his success, is his determination and doing it the way he's going to do it. So that carries out to everything else. And you know what? You learn a lot from the guy, and it never ceases to amaze me, that's for sure.
You guys don't put anything out there that you won't stand behind, and that's what I like.
Well, I've seen him reject T-shirts, posters, because of the color wasn't right. Now, to you or I, if you looked at this, you would go, what's wrong with it? But to him, if it's not perfect, they'll reject it. He's like, I'm not going to have people, I'm not going to sell this at a merch booth and have people buy shit. He's not going to do it.
Because most people would just sell it anyway, you know?
So, you know, he's all about the product and making sure, you know, it's the best that there can be.
So for you, man, what is your favorite Danzig album?
Oh, wow, man. You know, I'm all over the place. I love all the original stuff. I mean, there's excerpts from every album that I truly love. You know, I like, oh, man. I mean, like, How the Gods Kill is one of my favorite songs to play. Danzig 2 is great. It's just one of those things, you know?
Yeah.
So tell us your favorite Danzig experience.
Wow.
I know there's a lot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, you know, everything's an experience. You know, we're very fortunate because we travel a lot with a lot of the same people, a lot of the same crew and security. So we're like family, you know? And imagine taking your brother or your brothers that you do like, or cousins or friends, and traveling around the world with them. And there's always something, you know, that'll stand out, whether it's something crazy like your sound man going up on a crack bench, stealing your truck full of equipment and taking off, which has happened. You know, down to just being able to, you know, experience playing in front of 100,000 people. It's mind-boggling.
Let's get with Samhain here a little bit. You guys just did the 30 Bloody Years tour, actually. How was that getting back out there for Samhain? Because you guys still have a ton of followers for Samhain, man.
Well, I was surely surprised by the amount of followers we had. You know, we ended it with a sold-out show in New York. I never expected it. Actually, I never expected it to happen. You know, obviously the legacy shows, you know, bring London out and, you know, we do some Samhain stuff, but I never thought we would do a full Samhain set. Yeah. Like we did back in 1999. But it was really cool. It kind of, for me personally, it almost ended like it shouldn't have ended. Like we didn't put final closure to it. Yeah. It was kind of weird. We all left the theater that night and no goodbyes. It was just, you know, we just left. And it was kind of weird. Kind of sad, actually. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, I talk to Glenn at least once a week, and I speak to London all the time. But it's just it was a weird closure. But we had a great time. We really did.
Could we possibly see some new material from Samhain?
New material?
Maybe.
I think what you're going to see is a reissue of the box set, along with, you know, hopefully what we'll do is, you know, in the original box set there was a videotape. Hopefully now what we'll do is like almost like a DVD type thing where we'll have like a little bit of a documentary type thing and, you know, some interviews with us. And that's what we're shooting for.
Now, Steve, let me ask you this, because, I mean, you know, there's a lot of Misfits fans out there, plus Danzig fans, and plus, you know, Samhain fans. But at that time, what do you think that Samhain brought to the table for music?
Basically, you know, when we started Samhain, everyone was expecting the Misfits Part 2. Yeah. And they didn't get that. And originally, they didn't really get Samhain. There were people that got it, and then there were a lot of people that didn't. You know, we did a lot of stuff with, you know, tribal beats, and rather than just the punk, you know, 1 2 1 2. And it was kind of it was interesting to see the amount of musicians that say they were inspired by Samhain. So I was, you know, in that regard, I'm very happy. But it brought a new element. It brought this level of dark music, you want to call it. It brought it to a whole new level because, of course, of Glenn's writings and stuff like that. But it definitely brought a new sense of a new depth of punk rock, goth rock, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. It took it a whole step below especially what the Misfits were about. I mean, if the Misfits were more cartoonish, or Samhain was more realistic, you know, and to the point of what the true horrors are of life every day.
You know, I like a lot of the dark music. That's just what I like. That's just me. And I think a lot of bands try to do that, but they fall short. And I'm not knocking them on that, but I think that they just give up on it for some reason, and they don't stay true to their sound. And I don't get that.
Well, you know, you can't force it. If you force it, it's not real.
Yeah, true.
And Glenn doesn't have to force any of that.
Exactly. And I love Samhain. I love everything about it.
Oh, thank you.
Because, I mean, you guys did something that everybody was just too scared to do. So
I think so. And, you know, I'm really glad that I was part of it, and I'm still part of it.
Since the digital age with social media and other outlets, do you think it hurts or helps musicians?
Everybody always, you know, when I was younger, people would record albums to cassette and give them away.
Yeah.
It definitely has hurt because no one buys CDs anymore or albums. Well, albums are making a comeback, but no one buys CDs anymore. It's just that the record companies didn't recognize it soon enough. They didn't think it was a threat. They didn't think about how to protect not only their interest, but the musicians' interest. And that goes to greed. And, you know, obviously they would protect their interest before they would protect a musician's interest. But they weren't prepared. And, of course, it hurts the entire industry. I mean, bands can barely survive these days because there are no album sales, you know. And if there are, look, you have to be Taylor Swift in order to have an album sale. And you're basically, you know, catering to 15-year-old girls that'll buy that stuff. Which I'm not knocking her in any way, shape, or form. I respect all artists. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, for whatever they do. You know, it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very slim industry to be successful in. Mm-hmm. And if you can be successful in it, you're one of the few.
So
because what we get to do as musicians, most kids who ever pick up an instrument will never get to do. And in that regard, it's like it's hard because of digital stuff. You have more at your fingertips. Every band is available. So what are you going to devote your listening time to?
So do you think that's why we're seeing more festivals appearing now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because it's a way that in 2 days you can see more bands, you know, and you get maximum exposure. Mm-hmm. I mean, festivals are great. I wish we had more in this country. Europe takes their festivals very serious, and they don't have the problems that we have here of people suing one another over this and that, and insurance, you know, because the insurance premiums to do a festival is ridiculous. They don't have that. You know, I talked to the promoter of the Wacken Festival in Germany. Mm-hmm. That's 80,000 people, and they cap it at 80,000 people because they had 96,000 a few years back. And they said it was a little too much to manage, but they can manage 80,000 without incident.
My God.
You know, here you can't do that.
No.
You know, it's fighting and drug overdoses and all that crap. It's like, really? Come on. But, you know, they take their festivals very serious, and there are some good ones. There are some good ones in this country. But if there were more, it would be great.
And I know that some of those, like you said, walking, and I know there's another one, the Download Festival, I think. It's like 4 days long.
Yeah.
I mean, ours is like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
Well, you got to understand also, Europe shuts down for a moment in time for, you know, it's like the whole country basically goes on vacation.
Wow.
And so they can get to, you know, do these festivals.
God bless the foreign lands for music, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you guys prefer clubs or festivals?
Well, you know, they're two different animals, you know, a club or theater. We haven't played a club in a long time. We play, you know, mostly theaters, and you know, those are great because you're so connected with the audience. Where a festival is a different dynamic because from the stage to the first person could be 25 feet, 30 feet, and so you have to work harder to get your point across. You know, and you're performing for these cameras that are showing yourself on the big screens on the side. But you know, I love both. Look, there's nothing like playing in front of tens of thousands of people. We just played Not Fest, and that was like 36,000 people. It was an amazing show. It was probably one of the best Danzig shows I've ever done.
Yeah, that was recently, too, not long ago.
Yeah, it was about a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And, but you know what? We played a club last year in England called the Garage. And it was a show. We had a sold-out show at the London Roundhouse, and we had a night off, so we did the show for $6.66. It held 600 people, sold out immediately.
Wow.
And we went up there, no set list, and it was a sweat box, but it was great because you have 600 people in your face, and it's always great to do shows like that.
I got to say this before I let you go here. It was an honor to get to watch you guys back in 2012 on the Legacy Tour with Doyle with you guys. And I thought the lineup that you guys had with you, Texas Hippie Coalition and Butcher Babies, and I know I'm forgetting another band here. But anyway, it was an honor to see all of you guys because you guys did a hell of a job. But I wanted to let you know this. I don't know if you knew about this or not, but there was a blind guy, Steve, that was in the audience that night. I seen it with my own eyes, and this is the God's honest truth. They were people that would watch this guy, let him rock out to your guys' music, and would not let anybody else around him to hurt him. And I thought that was
that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was incredible. So I wanted to tell you that.
That's awesome. We always have like if there's somebody in a wheelchair, we have them brought kind of behind the barrier, and so that they can kind of get a close-up thing, and always try to go up to them and stuff. Not that, physically they might be handicapped, but, you try to be good to everyone, and that's what the audience should do, everybody's there for the same reason, and to have a good time, and if you can support your brother in need or your sister in need, that's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah.
To have a good time, and that's awesome. That's really good to hear.
Before I let you go, will you care to do a promo for the show?
Absolutely. This is Steve Zing from Danzig and Samhain, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey everybody, stick around, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. This is John the Bod with
Brittany.
Steve, thank you so much. Thank you guys for your music, and we'll always support you regardless, man.
Thank you so much, man. John, thank you. Brittany, thank you. I hope you guys have a great holiday and a happy and healthy New Year.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Same to you. Merry Christmas to you guys out there, too. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too. Thanks, Steve.
Bye.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.